Candidates in Virginia's race for governor are trying to rally last-minute voters one day before the election. Democrat Terry McAuliffe and Republican Glenn Youngkin are in a dead heat in the polls. McAuliffe and Democrats are trying to keep Virginia blue as Youngkin has come out stronger in recent weeks. But Youngkin has his own fight. He's holding his ground within his own base, trying to snatch up as many Trump voters as possible without invoking the former president's name. Meanwhile, former President Trump is hosting a tele-rally today to campaign for Youngkin, a rally Youngkin is not attending. For more on this, I want to bring in Charlotte Rene Woods. Charlotte is a local and state government reporter for Charlottesville Tomorrow. Charlotte, welcome. Great to have you with us. So Glenn Youngkin wants Republican voters, but he doesn't want to be associated with the Trump name. But of course, the former president is actively campaigning for him. Quite a balancing act here, right? Win or lose, Mr. Trump might have something to say about the outcome and Youngkin's involvement. How are voters responding to Youngkin's efforts to both kind of toe the party line, and you can argue that the Republican Party has become the party of the former president, and also sort of keep that distance, which it's clear Virginia voters kind of at this point at least feel they want from the former president?
I mean, for comparing and contrasting purposes, at rallies I've been to for Youngkin, I've certainly seen some MAGA hats. Not as many as I saw this time last year at our 5th congressional district Bob Good rallies, who ended up winning, who echoed a lot of Trumpian talking points. Youngkin is certainly, as you said, has his own battle within his own race. He has to try and court moderates, independents, or undecided voters, while also locking down the Trump-leaning base. And we know that Trump is a very divisive. He inspires a lot of emotions across the political spectrum. I reached out to Youngkin's team earlier, seeing if there was a statement about the tele-rally tonight. And I was referred to a tweet from over the weekend where Youngkin told an Axios reporter, "I will not be participating." So that really is what he's speaking on it at the moment.
And there is a spotlight on Loudoun County in Virginia. This is the county that has had those school board fights about masks and critical race theory. So tell us why this is such an important county to watch tomorrow.
Loudoun County is demographically very sort of a microcosm in Virginia and all the key issues that are unfolding in this race this year. It's very politically purple. It's very suburban. Over the summer, it definitely made national news multiple times for a lot of different reasons. And some of these things are what's popping up as education and parents' voice in education has emerged as one of the biggest issues at the end of the race here. And also, that's an area that you should watch on election night for the polls to see, more like a few days after election, because we know we have mail-in voting happening. But yeah, it's definitely emerged as one of the main kind of focal points. I would also keep an eye on Chesterfield County. It also has some of the similar demographics of, suburban families near a major city. And
there's also a historic lieutenant governor's race going on in Virginia right now between 2 female candidates. Whoever wins the race will be the first woman, as well as the first woman of color elected to statewide office. So discuss the historic ramifications of that election.
Yes, Winsome Sears is a Black woman, and Delegate Hala Ayala is an Afro-Latina woman. Regardless which woman wins next week, she will be the first woman of color lieutenant governor in Virginia. I think that energizes both political parties. I think the thing to take away from this, though, is that whoever holds the seat of lieutenant governor presides over the state senate, and they are the person who casts the tie-breaking vote should there be any ties. Current Lieutenant Governor Justin Fairfax has cast over 50 votes during his 4 years as lieutenant governor. So I think it's mostly important to focus on the policy differences between the 2 women. For instance, Delegate Hala Ayala is very much pro-gun reform, and we've seen a Democratic legislature make a lot of reforms in recent years. And Sears is very pro-Second Amendment. She appeared in an ad holding a rifle over the summer. And then COVID-19, we are still in a pandemic. Hala Ayala is pushing for, get your vaccine. And Winsome Sears won't disclose her vaccine status, but she has echoed what Glenn Youngkin has said, which is, I encourage you to get one, but that is your choice.
Right. All right. So we might not know the results of the election on Tuesday night. Mail-in ballots postmarked by Election Day and arriving by noon on Friday, November 5th, will be accepted. The U.S. Postal Service is agreeing to prioritize the delivery of these ballots. So how do you think this is working in the state?
Well, recently on October 19th, the Democratic Party of Virginia actually sued USPS. They filed a lawsuit. And in response, USPS has said that they are going to prioritize ballots in their mail service in the next few days. Certainly where I'm based, Charlottesville, Albemarle County area, that's been experiencing delays. Senator Mark Warner has visited a few times and has been advocating for making sure that the mail is moving faster. Registrars are saying if you do receive your mail-in ballot, just go drop it off at your registrar's office or ballot drop boxes, because it is a concern right now. And we're fresh off of the 2020 election where mail-in voting was the primary method that officials were encouraging. So right now it's definitely the fact that there's delays is scaring, Republicans and Democrats alike.
Sure. All right. Well, Charlotte Rene Woods, thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.